Hi everyone, in this screencast I will be going over blog number 3, in which you are going to propose solutions for the issues we've looked at in juvenile justice, and in which you are going to summarize your blog as a whole. So as you see here, you're going to be writing 3 paragraphs in total. Your first body paragraph, you're going to restate your opinion or your thesis that you brought up in last week's blog post. So remember, you took a certain stance on the issue. Do you believe that juveniles should be sentenced to life without parole, or do you feel that that's too harsh of a sentencing and that the juvenile justice system should be exploring other avenues instead? Wherever you lie on the issue, for this blog post, you're going to be providing at least 2 solutions that you are later going to explain in your other 2 body paragraphs. And these solutions are either going to be what the juvenile justice system can be more effective in terms of rehabilitating these kids, or if you feel that there are solutions that the juvenile justice system should be doing instead of giving these kids life without parole. So the entire focus for this week is those solutions. So refer back to the first activity of this week, in which you looked at those 4 resources that dive into multiple solutions for these issues that we have explored. So that's what you'll be doing in body paragraph number 1, restating your thesis and providing those 2 solutions that you will expand upon later. In body paragraph number 2, this is where you're going to introduce those 2 solutions. You're going to explain how each solution would be beneficial, what each solution is, and the anticipated outcome of the solution. So for example, let's say I thought the solution was tackling mental health illness within the juvenile justice system. So my proposed solution would be one-on-one therapy, or maybe even group therapy. So that would be my proposed solution. And my anticipated outcome would be that this would really help kids overcome behavioral issues, trust issues, so that they could be reintegrated into society. Lastly, body paragraph number 3, you're going to provide a conclusion for your entire blog. Here, you're going to summarize the issue briefly, right? You don't need to write a whole other essay here. Just briefly summarize the issue and look towards the future. Where do you see the juvenile justice system 10 or 15 years down the road? Also, too, answer this question: how can the juvenile justice system change so that the necessary solutions can be implemented? If we are to offer more therapy, if we are to offer more kids opportunities to be reintegrated into society with parole, how do we even go about that? What resources do we need? Where are we going to get our funding? However, this paragraph should be shorter and more concise than previous paragraphs, because you're only providing a brief summary and a brief look to the future. So you're tying it all together, you're funneling it down, being more concise, more to the point, and kind of giving us a sense of there is something to be said about the juvenile justice system in the future, right? There is an opportunity for growth. So these solutions you propose, where do you see that's going to go? In terms of the logistic requirements, as we looked at above, 3 paragraphs, and these should only be 5 to 8 sentences each. You're going to need 3 quotes for this blog post. You can use previous sources. There's no requirement here for new sources versus old sources. However, you may not use the same quotes as you have in previous blog posts. Same sources, but not the same quotes. You will also need a picture or a video here embedded, just like our other 2 blog posts. And lastly, you're going to need an MLA works cited at the bottom. And then you'll see here, I have a complete works cited available for you. So whichever sources you use, feel free to copy and paste from this and include it within your blog post. And then when you are done, you're going to submit the link for your complete and published website. Thanks.